In this example, we are looking factorial ANOVA to analyze the level of symptoms from two variables, stress and level of support. So the research questions will be at least three here in this situation, because we have one dependent variable and then two independent variables, support and stress, each with the two levels, low and high, low and high. So they are coded as a 1 and 2, or the way you want to code them. So we are looking, are there substantial differences in the mean level of symptoms between people with a low and high on social support? Same thing with the stress level and the interaction between the social support and stress on the level of symptoms. So there are two hypotheses. One null hypothesis, there is no statistical significance between the dependent variables by independent variables 1 and 2. The second one, there is a statistical significant difference as an alternative hypothesis. This data file includes social support. They are coded as the code is 1 and 2. The same thing with the level of stress, and the symptoms, they are the numeric values. So all the symptoms there, this is outcome or dependent variables, and it is quantitative. And then the stress and social supports, they are categorical. They are labeled as a 1, 2. So one of the assumption of the ANOVA or ANCOVA is the outcome variables, the dependent variables, is approximately normally distributed, and then other two are categorical. So you can find this one normal distribution from histogram of frequency distribution. A factorial ANOVA provides information about three questions or three effects, three level of effects. The first one is the interactions with the A with the and its level 1, 2, B stress level and its the second factor and its levels, and then third one is the interaction between A and B. So we are looking, is the A and B interaction statistically significant? Is the effect of social support statistically significant? If so, how strong is the effect, and what is the nature of differences in the mean level of the A? Then the second one is, we are looking, is there a main effect of a stress? So stress is our B level. Is the B main effect statistically significant? So we are looking 1, 2, 3 levels here. Now let's run the ANOVA. Okay, now analyze. Then you can go general linear mode, univariate, and now our dependent variable is symptoms, and we are taking social support and a stress level as a fixed factor. Then we want to check the plot between A and B. So I can put the stress in horizontal and then social support in separate line, so I can see the interaction between A and B or B and A. Continue. Post hoc is not applicable since we have only two. Then we can definitely take a look options. So we can put all A, B, and then interactions, descriptive, effect size, observed power, homogeneity test. That's one of the requirement things to do for the assumption of the ANOVA, factorial analysis of variance. Now then you can click and you will get all the results here. In this case we have 20 participants, 10 in each. If you look here, so low social support 10 participant and high social support 10, and then stress level 10. So each group has equal number of participants, 20 in each stress level or social support level. Now the Levin's test is not statistically significant, which is 0.331, which is a good thing for us. It's not violated. The assumption is good. And now the test between the subject effect size. If you look here, the correct model, that's the omnivorous test, the interaction of all the factors. So the first factor is the social support A. The level is 0.000, that is statistically significant. Stress level is also significant. The interaction between the social support and interaction is also statistically significant. So this will gives us the answer of first our research question. Now we have a means from grand and social and stress level 6.65 versus in the social support level 8 and 5. This one is 3 and 9. You can see the difference. And then the interactions, the mean level 312 and 4 and 6, still we have differences. The high social support, low and high, doesn't have that much difference compared to the 3 and 12. This plot graph is interesting. If you look, this line is the high social support. Actually, this is the high social support. The down one is high social support, and you have the stress level less, and the other purple line, I guess here, is the low social support, and then the level of stress is high. The gap here is pretty high. So if the participant has received high social support, then they are likely to have a low level of stress. So let's take a look in the legacy in a graph which will be produced from legacy diagram. So we go to graph, legacy dialog bar, clusters, because we have levels, and then we go options. We want to see the bar, error bars. Continue. Actually here we are going to use the mean scores from these variables, so select this one, social support, here as a dependent variables, and we are looking by the social support. Actually this should be the symptoms, because we want to see the symptoms based on social support, and then define cluster by the level of stress. Then anything else we need to do? Display, I think that's it. Continue. Okay. So this one is the error bar sign. This one is a pretty clear, that indicates that low social support with the high level of stress, the green one and the blue one. Here the middle error bar, this is some researchers may want to conduct analysis of simple mean effect. So if you want to ask the level of symptoms differs between the high and low stress group, then we can also separately run analysis of the data in the high social support and low social support groups. But for now I think this is pretty clear. Four conclusions can be drawn from this analysis. The first one, we can say there was a significant mean effect for the social support. Here. The same thing for the stress, there is also significant mean effect for stress. And then also interaction between social support and stress. Second, in this plot, for the low social support group, the mean number of symptoms was greater. In the high stress condition, if you look here, the mean values for this table 12. Then the low stress condition, mean value 3.8. On the other hand, for the person high in social support, the symptoms were not much greater in the high stress condition. If you look at the mean level 6, then the low stress condition mean level score 4. Last but not least, in both of these graph figures, you can see the low social support high stress group had a much higher level of mean symptoms than the other three groups. This is a part of the sample how the results are written in APA format. The sources comes from Rebecca Warner 2015 actually 13th applied statistics from bivariate through multivariate techniques, says publication 2nd edition. Thank you.